right, the next behaviors we're gonna work on are stay and come. So come I'm just gonna talk about since we're just in the room, and most likely she will come. But when you're working on coming when called, some things to think about are try not to call her to come if the next thing is gonna be something negative. So try not to call her to come and then go in the crate, which she's okay with, but that wouldn't be her favorite thing to do, right? Don't call her to come and maybe she has something in her mouth, take it away from her. So we want to build up lots of really strong, good recalls before we would ever then do maybe something that might be negative with it, like making her spit something out. I would almost ask her to stay at a distance at that point, or just use another word. Pat your legs, make silly noises. You could do other things to get her to you. But when we are calling her to come, we want her to love that word. We want her to, think that it is a party and it is in her best interest to always come check in with us when we call her. So a couple ways to practice this. One is just when you're walking her, you can let her go out towards the end of the lead and back up and call her to come, right? So you would say, let's go, and you're walking, and then you say, Dallas, come, and back up. So on the walk, she would turn and then approach you this way. Another way to practice is doing like a 30-foot lead, 25-foot lead, just a really long line, and go out to a field and let her practice just sniffing and meandering. Let her enjoy her sniffs, but then very excitedly call her to come, again backing up, reward her for coming to you, and then tell her, okay, go sniff, go play in the backyard. Do a lot of moving around your yard. Call her to come, reward, let her go back to sniffing. Call her to come, reward, let her go back to sniffing. So that she also doesn't feel like her playtime, her fun is over whenever you call her to you. Okay? In the house, same thing. At our house, she really liked to run up the stairs. So I would practice calling her down, reward, and let her go back up. So those are some ideas for her recalls. Pay out big on those. That is one that you want to keep very strong. I would not be trying to get the reinforcer out of that real quickly. Reward it, make it a big deal, happy talk her, make her love coming to you. The next thing we want to do is stay. So stay means do not move until I release you. Stay is something that you're going to keep building on, okay? So stay, you want to add in distance, distractions, and duration, but not all at the same time. So as you're working with her, for example, if I'm working in Home Depot, she cannot hold a long stay in there. She is very distracted. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm just gonna ask her to stay for a very short amount of time. But if I was maybe practicing in my living room where we practice a lot, that stay, I would want her to go a little bit longer. I would add bigger distractions to that. So those are just some things to think about when you're working with her. So Dallas, come. Yes, good girl. Good girl, Dallas, sit. So you could do sit or down. Eventually you could do a stand stay, but we have not practiced that. Dallas, down. Good girl, watch me. Stay. So in here, I'm gonna just move around a little bit. I'm just adding in little distractions. Come back, reward. Okay, in a stay, I'm always gonna come back and reward her. She gets the reward for being calm and still, focused. You might hear me say, watch me. So if she started really looking around everywhere, I would ask for a watch me. I wanna make sure she's watching me as much as I'm watching her. If she started to get up, I would just quickly go, and get her back in position. Girl. Good girl, okay. Okay, Dallas, good girl, good girl. And on the release, I'm not going to give her a treat. I will pet her, I'll love on her, but she doesn't get a treat when she gets up. She only gets a treat for being calm and still and not moving. Oh, she's a good girl. Oh, look at that fuzzy butt. Look at that fuzzy butt. Good girl. All right. If we were in Home Depot, right, or somewhere big distractions, my stays might look like she's right at my side and I'm telling her stay and just rewarding here. I wouldn't be doing a lot of movement. Good girl. Okay.